Hello, SNA fans. Sorry about that. I understand how it just ended like 10 minutes before the last one. Here's the third clip of the video. Hopefully, this will last more longer. But as I was saying before I got interrupted by cutting out, this is where we got Gunther then promised Jey Uso like he when he's gonna take on the Angel on the semifinals of the King of the Ring tournament. It's not gonna be about who's the most exciting act on this way to the ring. It's gonna be exactly who's gonna be the better professional wrestler of that bell rings. And like in Jey Uso, like I'm sorry to say this, like you probably be the most exciting showman, despite like this show today. But despite that, but in the ring, like I'm the superior to you. And he's like, and after that final bell, like all those people are, I watch you are gonna I was rooting for you. They're gonna replace you with me. He's like the general of this same ring, like soon to be the king of the ring. This is where they snap up right into the air. This is where you look at right into the in the arena. This is where they start continuing to hype up the match. Like who's gonna walk out as the champion. This is where then we got Finn Balor and JD McDonough was getting ready for their match against the Awesome Truth. This is where And this is where then Damian Priest then went out to Carlito like backstage in their club. He was like, "I heard what you did to Cruz del Toro like earlier about an hour ago. Like what's the word? Like, and then the word goes around and they're saying that he might be out for a while, and he's like, I think the LWO is being very pissed, Mr. Cologne. This is where Carlito's like. He was like I knew he was coming, and this is where Carlito answered back while chuckling. He was like, I knew he was gonna try to hunt for me first. So it was about to hunt for me for first. So I thought I might strike on him quicker, like as soon as before he can even have the thought of doing that. Now, I'm gonna lay low, along with the Judgment Day, and this is where they start chuckling and laughing, like with Damian Priest, like, yeah, that's right. And this is where then Damian Priest then started looking around up in the sky. He's like sarcastically, he's like, there's a sign to say 8 PA here. And then this is where dude's like, we're not the American Protective Agency here. And this And this is where then Damian Priest is Damian, calm down. The reason why he's here is to be on the aid for JD and Finn for their future World Tag Team title match tonight. Up next. And then this is where Damian Priest yeah, he is and that's why you're welcome here this week. Just keep earning your keep around here for the Judgment Day. That's all we need around here. And he's like, all right, you rest of you guys, this is where you give a handshake and hug, or not handshake, more like you handshakes to McDonough and Balor. And then Finn Balor was like, I wish it was you, though, that was going to be teaming with me there so we can win our tag titles again. But I get it. It's perfectly fine and understandable. And he's like, but at the end of the day, we're all going to be champions here in the Judgment Day. This is where they gave each other fist bumps. This is where they gave each other a smiling glance. This is where we saw Finn Balor walking off with the rest of the Judgment Day, except for Carlito was still in the room. This is where he asked one more question to the current World Heavyweight Champion. It is where it's like, you're gonna catch him on the next game, yeah, that would be a great one, wasn't it? And this is where Damian Priest look at him with a frown. This is where then he was like, "Yo, what the hell's wrong with you? Who I told you to bring that up?" And then this is where then Carlito. This is where Carlito's like, but after that, aren't we cool? This is where he asked him we cool, right? In a hilarious way. Which Damian Priest obviously did not give him no answers after he asked that curious question. This is where then we got the Awesome Truth was coming. This is where we got Awesome Truth heading out to the ring. This is where Truth told them exactly what they're about to do. They were about to crank it up, and this is where they start doing some rapping, like they normally do when they enter the ring, like they like singing like you could know that what's up, and every time they say what's up, this is where the Miz follows along with the what's up chant. This is where it's like if you maintain what's up, what's up, you can get with this or you can get with that. The Awesome Truth is this is where it's at because this is where that what's up. And this, and this is where the fans are chanting, "What's up?" along with it. And then this is where R-Truth asked him, like, tell him what we is. And this is where the men's like, we are the Awesome Truth, right? Until they got in the ring. This is where then we got, oh, sorry, my bad. This is where then we got them get ready for their match against the latest number one contenders of the judgment. Of the World Tag Team Championship, which is the guys that represent the Judgment Day, perhaps as a tag team, like at least for now. If rumors turned out to be true about Finn Balor, but for now he's like a duo with his fellow Bray County wrestler, JD McDonough. Let's move. Let's talk about the matches where we do have the match up ahead. This is where then we got. Let's start off with. I believe it was the Miz and JD McDonough. This is where like he got the upper hand until he tried Irish whip right to the bottom corner, but it's reversed by the Irish Ace. This is where he strike what's his name Finn Balor, but this is where we got. This is where we got JD McDonough try to close on him out of the ring, but this is where the Miz slides, ducks, and hits with a sunset flip roll up. But which is kind of the most devastating move in all of professional wrestling. But this is where JD McDonough kicks out of it. This is where then we got the Miz then trying to attempt to go for a skull crushing finale. But this is where then we got JD McDonough that flips the Miz right out of it, right to the right. This is where he tried to charge at the Miz right to the right, but this is where the Miz boots him right to the face. This is where then he points at R-Truth. This is where R-Truth tell R-Truth to make sure Dominic Mysterio's not gonna be doing something slick. This is where like he did so by getting the referee's eye. This is where he gets closed on by Finn Balor and he gets thrown right to the lower right side. This is where then R-Truth was asked by the referee to get back in the ring. Like he's not the legal man. This is where he's like, I know that, but I'm trying to make sure that Dominic doesn't do anything slick because he is one slickster. This is where the referee was like, yeah, I know that. This is where I was thinking like, yeah, if you know this, then you should make sure that he does not do anything sneaky or trying to be a distraction. Finn Balor and his friend it's the easy advantage on the tag team match. But this is where it was already too late because Finn Balor attacks him with a strike along with JD McDonough hitting the spear right onto the midsection of the A-lister, the WWE's top A-list. This is where then Michael Cole and Pat McAfee hilariously said, "What the hell you're doing right in the ringside? You should leave your sorry ass. You should have kept your sorry ass right into your locker room. Get the hell out of here. You're not supposed to be in the match." This is where then we saw JD McDonough and Finn Balor doing their poses, like putting their hands up, like doing their Judgment Day pose, I guess you could say. This is where then we got them back in the match. This is where we got Finn Balor got tagged in, but this is where we got the Miz start countering out of both McDonough and Balor. This is where then he tags in R-Truth with the hot tag. This is where he started hitting his self-proclaimed childhood hero John Cena's comeback moves, the 5 moves of doom, until we got until Finn Balor tried to counter out of it, but this is where we got they're out of the back suplex. But this is where we got R-Truth. Then got a plan B, and this is where he goes for the STF right onto Finn Balor. This is where he's like, "I'm not still tapping out." And this is where then we got JD McDonough come for the AA right on time, medal with R-Truth. This is where then we got the Miz then try to throw McDonough out of the ring. This is where McDonough counters out of it. This is where he throws him instead. This is where he fell right onto the right corner. This is where we got This is where we got JD McDonough, like, to try to close out his long 6 month rival R-Truth. But this is where R-Truth did the splits. This is where then like right after he tried to go for a clothesline, he went right to the right side. This is where R-Truth then tossed him out himself in an Irish whip way, right to the right side. No pun intended, to Balor and McDonough, considering their culture. Well, I'm kind of part Irish myself, but I'm just saying about them being full-blooded Irishmen. Like, I hope I didn't offend them by saying the Irish whip or try to make it sound like a pun. But this is where then we got Finn Balor to try to go for the surprise roll-up, which is kind of the most devastating move in all of professional wrestling. But this is where we got R-Truth flips right out of it. This is where then we got Finn Balor hit the sling blade right onto R-Truth. This is where Finn Balor hangs on to the top of the rope. Like, yeah, like all rise of the Judgment Day. And then this is where he tags in McDonough. This is where then he picks up R-Truth. This is where both him and McDonough Irish whip R-Truth to the right side. This is where they R-Truth to the left side. This is where they made a huge mistake, like way before like he was heading their way. This is where they got their heads up trying to go for a double body drop. But R-Truth kicks both of their heads like respectively equally. This is where then we got JD McDonough try to go for a clothesline, but this is where R-Truth hit the 5 moves of doom back suplex right onto McDonough, while The Miz does the same right onto Finn Balor. This is where they get ready to do a double 5-knuckle shuffle like if John Cena was here again, like last month when they were in the 6-man tag match with John Cena at the Raw after WrestleMania, when it was the Awesome Truth against JD McDonough, Finn Balor, and what's his name? Dominic Mysterio, yeah. Which R-Truth called him the guy that we can't see, which I already knew who he was referring to, which I think I brought up on. No, I don't think I did, because yeah, I believe my webcam was messed up at that week, yeah, and I got it fixed. But anyways. This is where then we got the R-Truth and the Miz. Then I put their hands up. This is where they said you can't see me to Balor and Balor and JD McDonough. This is where they respectively did the groove and shake like a mixture of John Cena and R-Truth in it. This is where they dust the shoulder off. This is where they hit them right into the face with the 5-knuckle shuffle. But this is where we got R-Truth then they try to meddle and try to ruin any kind of plans of the Awesome Truth retaining their tag team championships. This is where we saw Carlito go right onto the left corner side of the apron. This is where the Miz hit a big right hand right into the face of Carlito. To knock him right off the apron. And I was like, wow, like I would have expected him to be a distraction and them trying to argue with him, but the Miz didn't waste no time in knocking him out of the ring. This is where then we got the Miz to go for a crossbody around the Finn Balor. This is where R-Truth then try to go for an attitude adjustment, AA right into the Irish Ace. This is where then we got McDonough then flips right out of it. This is where he rolls him up into a surprise roll-up, which is the most devastating move in professional wrestling. But the referee count the 1, referee count 2, but R-Truth kicks out of it. This is where then JD McDonough tried to go for a clothesline, but this is where he ducks out. This is where R-Truth ducks. This is where they turned around from each other. R-Truth hits the little Jimmy right onto the left corner side of the ring. This is where then R-Truth tried to go for a cover, but he mistakenly pinned him on his bottom part of his leg, which is his right leg, rather than the top part of the left leg. This is where he probably would have gotten over it if it wasn't for that meddling Caribbean kid trying to be cool and try to spit apples in the face for those that are supposedly not to be cool. But once he tried to go for it, that's where he got a 1, he got a 2. He would have gotten the win sooner if it hadn't been for Carlito's plan of putting the leg on the rope. This is where the referee saw that. This is where Carlito lands flat down onto the ring side on the left side. This is where the referee spotted this. This is where he's like, no, like it's not no 3 count. Like it's a 2.999 because JD McDonough's leg was on the left ropes. This is where Carlito they tried to distract the referee. And this is where the referee was like, what you're doing here. This is where we saw the guy that R-Truth was referring to as Andre the Giant. luckily, yeah, he was here, but even though it wasn't the legendary 7 foot giant, it was none other than Braun Strowman. He came out there, roar, and this is where JD McDonough couldn't believe it. This is where his eyes were big and his mouth was really wide. It was halfway wide. He's like, it cannot be. This is where Carlito's like, no, it's not. This is where Carlito to try to charge at Strowman, but Strowman did not phase any strikes that Carlito had against him. This is where he hit the big right hand to his face. This is where he went to the side. This is where he turned right back. This is where he tossed Carlito like if he was a 14-year-old child right to the left side of the barricade. And this is where JD McDonough's like, no, you couldn't. This is where he chased McDonough, but and this is where then JD McDonough barely escaped from Braun Strowman's attack attempt, I guess you could say. With him going back in the ring, and then once he went back in the ring from the top corner, this is where then we saw the R-Truth finally got a guaranteed attitude adjustment as soon as he got him back in the ring. This is where he got him right to his shoulders. This is where he hits the AA right onto JD McDonough. This is where he goes for a pin. Referee counted 1, referee counted 2, and he got the 3. And still your World Tag Team Champions, the team of R-Truth and The Miz, the Awesome Truth. And yeah, I want to give a big congratulations to retain their tag titles. And then this match definitely gets the fourth best match of the night with the satisfying ending on the tag team match side of things. And yeah, this is what I mean by they got banger match after banger after bangers. Or it was absolutely exceptionally remarkable on tonight's Monday Night Raw. Let me rephrase that. And I'll say, yeah, this wasn't the perfect Monday Night Raw, but it's still going to get a high rankings rating on my opinion on later on to this video. So make sure to watch until the very end on exactly what I rank Monday Night Raw tonight on the May 20th edition. This is where Braun Strowman's like, yeah, like I got you fooled, didn't I? And this is where